Here you can see the monument to the African Renaissance in Dakar, Senegal. This monument was constructed at the direct initiative of and the request for cooperation of the Senegalese president. The groundwork for the monument was laid in September 2007, and it was completed on a qualitative basis in April 2010. That is to say, in a short span of 2.7-year-long time by 150 workers, which has been world-renowned for its grandeur. The monument is 52 meters high, that is 6 meters higher than the 46-meter-high Statue of Liberty in the United States of America. A belvedere was provided inside the head of the male statue, where one is able to enjoy a bird's-eye view of Dakar. Inside the rock of the monument, there is a 4-storied building which is composed of the photo hall, lecture room, meeting room, and preview room, etc. The new construction technique, quite different from the previous one, was introduced. The 5-meter-high miniature was scanned in a 3-dimensional way and saved and expanded to its life-size stature and revised to perfection in the computer. On this basis, the surface design was followed, and then in the drawing, the statue was divided into parts convenient to manufacture. And thus many materials were saved and the span of time was also shortened very much. Initially, Senegal had made an agreement for the said project with France and pushed ahead with it. Thereafter, the President instructed his architect and Minister for Works to visit the DPRK. They looked round the Mans-de-Art studio which the great general built up into a complex of art creation and other grand monuments in Pyongyang City. Back at home, they cancelled the agreement with France and requested the DPRK to undertake the project. The inauguration took place with successful attendance in April 2010. The heads of state of about 20 countries, the government figures, the representatives of the international and regional organizations, and diplomatic missions of different countries took part in it, and the DPRK was delegated by Comrade Kim Yong-nam, the president of the Presidium of the Supreme People's Assembly of the DPRK. The heads of state of different countries and public figures who attended the inauguration were unanimous in saying that the Korean artists and workers alone, who were brought up by the respected His Excellency Kim Jong-il, were able to complete such a world-famous monument as the Monument to the African Renaissance in so short a span of time, vying for the invitation of the Korean artists and workers to their countries. Here we are at the Memorial Antonio Agostinho Neto in Rwanda, the capital city of Angola. The memorial is comprising the main building of 12,000 square meters, 120-meter high tower, and 25-hectare wide square. Its groundwork was laid in November 2005 and currently at the completed stage. The final touches for its inauguration go on. The memorial, in which Neto, the founding president, rests in peace, displays his activities and relics, and has the library, the lecture rooms for the art education of the young people, and the office of the Neto Foundation. It has also the square wide enough to accommodate the military parade and other different political functions, and the park for the people to refresh themselves. The tower of the memorial is depicted by winding up the rifle bayonet with the Angolan national flag and the MPLA flag, and thus putting emphasis on the defense of the party and the nation with a rifle. The memorial, which the former Soviet Union began to construct without any compensation, was suspended in 1985 and left unattended for nearly 20 years till 2004, while the body of Neto had been cared for in other place. The Madame Neto, who came to Pyongyang to examine the statue of Neto and visited the Kumsan Palace of the Sun, where the great leader rests in state, was boundlessly attracted by the great manhood of the general. She also visited the Mans-de-Art studio, a complex of artworks creation, and back at home requested the president to enable the DPRK to undertake the project. Thereafter, she paid a visit to the Kumsusan Palace of the Sun thrice and demanded each time that the initial design for the memorial be revised. Here you see the State House of the Republic of Namibia. The site area of the State House, which was constructed in Windhoek, the capital city, is 25 hectares, and the total floor space is 30,000 square meters. We laid its groundwork in August 2002 and completed in February 2007. 200 workers constructed it with our own design and drawings and completed everything with our own technique, ranging from the architectural decoration, creation of artworks, and provision of the furniture and fixtures to the installation of the security system. In the State House, there are the President's office, the Cabinet Conference Hall, the singing room, the private talks room, the Credential Reception Hall, the State Banquet Hall, and other 200 rooms and functional spaces. The American, Chinese, and European companies were interested to be involved in the construction of the State House, but Sam Nujoma, the then president, refused their proposal and authorized the DPRK to undertake it. He paid a visit to the DPRK in November 2000 and went round the Mansudae Art Studio. He said that at the time he was much impressed with it and determined to ask the DPRK to construct the State House. He favored that the DPRK would invariably center around the world as long as the great comrade Kim Jong-il was leading the DPRK, saying that it was only the DPRK led by the great President Kim Il-sung that helped sincerely his country to struggle for its independence. In a speech at the inauguration that was held in the presence of the DPRK delegation, His Excellency Pohamba, the President, extended his gratitude to the respected general for the DPRK excellent technicians and experts and initiated to confer the order of the highest class of Namibia upon the great general, saying that the group of the Korean experts completed the construction of the State House for the duration of 4 years that would have taken 7 years if the other country had undertaken it. Besides, the artists and experts under the branch offices and companies of MOP Group of Companies constructed the Heroes Acre and the Military Museum in Namibia to the client's satisfaction. The height of the obelisk at the Heroes Acre is about 43 meters, the spear part of which is 34 meters, and the height of the statue is 8.5 meters. The construction of the Heroes Acre was completed in August 2002, and its total floor space is 150,000 square meters. The Military Museum in Namibia was constructed in September 2004, and its total floor space is 2,900 square meters. In Angola, there are the 5-meter-high statue of the former President Neto, the 5-meter-high monument to the heroine, and the 9-meter-high monument to the victorious Cuiro Guanabara battle that were erected with our assistance in 2004, 1984, and 2009, respectively. You can also see the 2-meter-high sculpture in the Peace Park in Cabinda and the 5-meter-high statue of Queen Jinga that was erected in March 2003. Besides, MOP was involved for the erection of the statues and monuments in 6 Asian countries, including the Monument to the People's Revolution in Laos, in 22 African countries, in 3 European countries, in 1 Latin American country, in the total of 32 countries. The Independence Memorial Museum in Namibia, the Panorama Museum in Angkor Temple in Cambodia, the Royal Tank Museum, and the Royal History Museum in Jordan, the statue of the former Vice President Nkomo in Zimbabwe, the monument to the Martyrs Square in Chad, the State House in Burundi began to be constructed at present. Upholding the respected general's teachings of the DPRK's winning the world domination of the setup of the statues and monuments, the entire artists and experts under branch offices and companies of Mansudae Overseas Project Group of companies are burning themselves with a zeal to actively propagate the high authority the respected general has in the world, and to make a big contribution to the building of the powerful nation by erecting larger-scale monuments in different countries of the world.